Hold on! Don't vaporize me!
You tricked me into drinking that Mountain Dew in the graveyard, which sent me here. Now I'm turning into Spawn, and I'm madly addicted to Mountain Dew. Give me one good reason.
I'm the only good conversationalist you've ever had in Spawn here? No, really! You're totally alone here. Just that old guy in the sombrero constantly lecturing you, the creepy shrunken Batman who turns into a dinosaur, and then add that nut job with the Pop-Tart fetish. That's not company. That's the cast of a poorly conceived sitcom that gets canceled after 5 episodes.
So that makes you what then?
The cast of a sitcom that lasts longer than Full House, and is a whole lot funnier.
Violator, Mr. Potato Head sitting in a chair for half an hour without moving or saying anything is funnier than Full House, and only slightly less disturbing.
Touche.
I'll give you this. Every now and again, you made me smile. I was in a really conflicted place at the time, and I needed that.
You're welcome.
But then you exploited that. Just another piece of the sadistic plot that is Spawn Year, designed to distract me from my goal of getting home.
How was I supposed to know drinking Mountain Dew would send you here? Seriously, I was just trying to help. Seemed like the way to go at the time.
You're either a part of this elaborate system that hopes to destroy me, or you're a figment of my imagination. Either way, you're a distraction I can't afford.
Well then, before you unceremoniously send me off into oblivion, can I make a final request?
All right.
Will you sing a song with me?
A song.
I love singing, and now that I know you're never gonna bring me back again, this is the last chance I'll ever have to sing this song.
What is it?
I had the time of my life. No, I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you.
I've had the time of my life. No, I never felt this way before. Yes, I swear it's the truth.
And I owe it all to you, 'cause I've had the time of my life, and I've searched through every open door till I found the truth, and I owe it all to you.
I feel embarrassingly depressed now. I'm starting to think before Greg Capullo left the book, he drew a ton of random generic covers McFarlane could arbitrarily slap on issues, so it was one less thing he had to think about. More red-eyed snow wolves? Not only does that have zilch to do with what's inside this issue, but it's like the third variation of this scene that's been used in 124 issues. And I don't buy Spawn looking that cold in that outfit in any temperature at all. Speaking from personal experience, I feel like I could handle a frozen tundra in this getup. So it turns out Nix really is a misguided idealist who kidnapped a confused man with amnesia, seduced him into sleeping with her, tied him to a big round bed, and ripped into his flesh for his own good. Okay. She sensed he was missing an important part of himself and decided, with good intentions and all, and maybe some overconfidence, to use some dark magic and take matters into her own hands. So she proceeds to tear open Al's chest and sew a pentagram into his heart, while he's fully conscious and with zero anesthetics. I don't know how he even stays awake. Man, pentagrams do everything! I'm sure glad nature or God or the green world or the Easter Bunny or whatever's responsible for deciphering what people want when they do spells or incantations can always tell what every single freaking pentagram is for. Nix doesn't realize what Al is really missing is his accursed Spawn costume, and despite the fact that a human shadow and a symbiotic life form from hell are two totally different things, the spell works anyway, and Al ends up with all his memories back, Letha on his back, and a whole lot of guilt about all the people he's hurt and killed in his selfish pursuits, both in life and as Spawn. I like that this experience may have put things back into perspective for him. He's gone from being so emotionally detached from everything and everyone that he allowed himself to think he was a god who could right every wrong in the universe with a snap of his finger, to seeing his whole history as Al and as Spawn all at once and realizing the big picture. He was never a hero because everything he did was for himself. He says, "I spurned the faith of those who loved me so I wouldn't be alone in my pain. I caused so much suffering as a man, as a monster." Wow, he's Captain Kirk from Star Trek V. I want my pain. I need my pain. We now have the potential for a supremely powerful being who thinks like a man again. But I don't want to give up my hopes that this is going anywhere. I've read status quo shift after status quo shift, epiphany after epiphany, and it's always come off ultimately like the narrative groping around to find an interesting and or likable Al Simmons. Occasionally it gets close to one of those. The Al who found a kindred spirit in Twitch through the loss of family was likable, and the Spawn wrestling with identity, choosing to move beyond Al Simmons and find his own way was potentially interesting. But inevitably, Spawn always goes back to this impulsive, uncreative, whiny, angry loser who always has someone else to blame, doesn't know how to take responsibility for his own actions. In short, he's just no fun. Hogwin seems to promise here that Spawn's finally learning something about himself, but even if we finally have the compelling Spawn I would like to read about now, it certainly shouldn't have taken 124 issues to find him. Was the first 10 years of this saga really just a series of shots in the dark, blindly searching for a reason to care about this guy? I'm also confused about the spiritual distinction made a while back, distinguishing Al and Spawn as totally separate entities. One was created out of the memories and experiences of the other in order to trick him into doing Bulgy's bidding. I think. Or maybe sometime during Spawn's adventures he became something else and needed to separate his identity from that of his old life because there was no going back. More of an existential separation than a physical one. I still don't know if the spirit of Al Simmons that kept visiting Spawn was real or imagined, and that ambiguity would be fine, except now Spawn seems to be using Al's real body and makes revelations about both his lives here. Maybe this is a second rebirth? He's Al, then he's Spawn, now he's both. Well, does he have Al's soul? Does Hogwin even know? I have no idea. Al also seems to have his real, uncharred face again, which is ironic since his body was filleted alive, his old recreated body reflected that, and now he might be in his real body again, and it looks totally normal. Spawn is furious with Nix for reuniting him with his symbiote, spending page after page in agony and finally declaring, "You've destroyed me!" Not knowing the horrible deeds he's done and having the chance to totally start over, and now the nightmare is starting all over again, the man's got a point. Meanwhile, Jason Wynn has achieved his own rebirth of sorts. He's leveled back up to expensive suit and cigar status again, and he seems to be back on the NSA fast track to backdoor conspiracy Lord of the Universe. Though I still don't know if it's really Clown or if it's all in Wynn's head. Always a lot of head scratching in this book, if only those scratches actually paid off more of the time. Signed, Captain Logan.